Hello, this is Dee from the Fishing Gardeners. And what I would like to ask some of my subscribers are, what kind of gardener are you? And what I mean by that is, are you a collector and you just like to collect exotic fruit trees, not necessarily worrying about the yield of fruit, and you just like to collect all different type of exotic fruit trees that maybe you never heard of before, and that may be your passion? Are you one that maybe just specializes in just mangoes or just avocados, and you would like every type of avocado or just every type of mango, and you'll try grafting and everything to get to it? Are you a gardener that wants a variety of fruit trees, no matter what kind of fruit trees they are? Are you a gardener that prefers to do maybe limited fruit tree gardening, but you like vegetable gardening, growing squashes and tomatoes and other types of vegetables? Are you a gardener that likes to take a lot of chances and try things? Example, this is Central Florida 9, Zone 9B, and you like the challenge of, let me see if I can grow a soursop in my area. Let me see if I can grow a jackfruit in my area. You're a gardener that likes challenges. It's all different types of gardeners. So you can start off as a person who likes a whole bunch of fruit gardens. 2 years later, as far as fruit garden trees, 2 years later, you may start narrowing down what's easier for you to grow, you know. So we actually change as we garden, but a lot of us come in and know that we like to collect every different type of mango. A lot of us come in knowing that we're mostly a vegetable gardener and we may want a couple of fruit trees. And a lot of us are the type of gardeners that love to try to push the limits and see if we can get what we can get, even when people tell us we can't. We'll go ahead and try. So, probably narrowing down what type of gardener you are can probably get you on your way to starting your garden, whether it's a fruit tree garden, a vegetable garden. Do you like the fruit trees where you don't have to be bothered constantly looking after them like a persimmon? You just put it in the ground. You may have to water it every once in a while, and you go about your business. It's certain trees that I call low to sometimes even no maintenance. At least for me it is anyway. And I tend to lean toward those trees. I started with gardening like everything when I didn't really know anything about trees. And I started leaning toward trees that are, a lot easier for me to manage and more cost effective for me, because I don't want to spend money on all type of chemicals and all type of whatever type of solutions that you got to spray on the trees to keep them alive. I don't want to do that because to me it's not cost effective. It may come a time where I can't afford to buy those things, and then my trees die and succumb because they got so used to me putting sprays and stuff on them to survive, that when I can no longer spray, they can no longer survive. So I really want the trees to actually like just grow on their own, and I throw some scraps down there, and every once in a while water them. I want them to actually be able to survive on their own. I have a neighbor who doesn't do anything. Literally anything to these trees that she has, and wow, they just grow without no problem at all. None. Look how beautiful that sorrel flower is. So yes, I'm leaning toward that way of gardening. So this opens up my time to go and explore other things in life. Okay, so if you have time constraints and other obligations, you probably want to think about what type of fruit tree or vegetable gardener that you want to be, in case you just don't have the time to put in to, a bunch of gardening. There's so many different trees that, like here, the marigold tree, I really don't put nothing into there. I mean, it doesn't even like a lot of water. Mines don't. But if you look at it, right, it's just doing this thing. Okay, so our we have a passion for fruit tree gardening, but we also have a passion to enjoy our lives and do other things. So we're trying to go ahead and make sure that our garden could eventually learn how to handle itself completely without us constantly interfering. Every once in a while to get out here helping is one thing, but to be out here every day, dealing with every little issue, we really want the trees to fend on their own. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to build strong trees with strong roots, and basically sit back and watch them be fruitful. So that's where we're trying to go, by shaping our trees and getting them to where we want them, so we could just step back and enjoy them. So, and as far as vegetables, every once in a while, depending on what I'm going to do, I'll decide whether I'm going to try some vegetables or not. But I don't have to, because I have my fruit trees always backing me up. So that's the type of gardener I am. I'm more of a lazy gardener. Prefer to, watch them grow and barely step in. I don't want to really step in too much in, start worrying about, this is on the leaf and, what disease this is or that is. So that's what we want to encourage our trees to do, is grow. So I've noticed that's the type of gardener we actually are, because we are doing other things other than gardening. And if I have to do too much in the garden, see, though it looks like I have a lot going on back here, we really don't do a lot. It just looks like the start. When we started, we had to do a lot to get it to where it was. But we don't do a lot. We come out here and we look at it like I'm doing right now and say, okay, everybody's okay. And look at it. You're giving us some fruits. You're giving us some fruits. Okay, so we'll look at it, and that's the way we set our garden up. That's the reason why we put the mulch down and stuff, so we don't have to come back from here and be, worrying about weeds and worrying about all kind of stuff. We wanted to make it as efficient as possible so we can enjoy our fruits and sometimes vegetables and just go on with our lives. Okay, that's the type of gardeners we are. So, drop some comments down below. Let me know what type of gardener you are. There's no wrong or right way to garden. It's just how you garden, how you prefer to garden. How many obligations you have, how many other things you do. And, to enjoy gardening, you want to make sure you're being truthful to yourself so that you don't get out here and put so many things out there here that you can't control and become overwhelmed and no longer enjoy garden. And then your garden just starts to suffer. So, I'm just bringing that little info to you. Maybe it'll help some people who are just starting to see, what kind of fruit trees do you want? What kind of garden do you want before you start going all the way in on it? And hopefully this video helps you. So if you enjoy this content, go ahead and like and hit that subscribe button, and please share my video with others around you that enjoy gardening just as much as we do. Have a nice day. Goodbye.